Have you ever noticed that the people who look rich are often just one paycheck away from disaster? Meanwhile, the guy who shows up in a 10-year-old car and faded jeans might own half the city. See, looking rich is easy, but being rich is rare. And ironically, looking poor might just be your ticket to actual wealth. Let's explore why getting rid of the wealthy look is a financial power move and how it can change your life forever. I used to think looking successful was part of the game. Designer shoes, flashy gadgets, and dining at places with unpronounceable menu items. But then I realized something. It wasn't just draining my wallet, it was setting me up for failure. I wasn't alone. Look around, how many people are drowning in debt because they're chasing an image? The Instagram flex, the designer cars, the over-the-top weddings, it's all for show. Here's the kicker. We're not fooling anyone but ourselves. And most of those likes and comments, they're from people who will never come to bail you out when the credit card bill arrives. So why does looking poor matter? Here's what I've learned. You stop playing the approval game. We've been conditioned to associate success with appearances. The bigger the house, the fancier the car, the more successful you must be, right? Actually wrong. Looking poor forces you to step out of the hamster wheel of approval. You stop caring about what others think and start focusing on what actually matters. Your bank account, not their opinion. You prioritize financial health over status. When you're not spending on superficial things, you suddenly have room to breathe. That $1,500 phone, you don't need it. The luxury watch, a basic one, will still tell time. The expensive car lease, a secondhand car works just fine. By avoiding these financial traps, you're not just saving money, you're actually building wealth. The money you don't spend on status symbols can go toward investments, an emergency fund, or a skill that pays off long term. Let's get real. What's the point of buying things you don't need? A simple scooter can beat traffic better than a flashy SUV in a congested city. A solid, reliable laptop can last years without needing an upgrade. The rich don't spend on impractical things. They buy what works, not what impresses. It's the ultimate financial flex. There's an interesting psychological benefit to looking poor. It actually lowers expectations. People don't expect you to show up with latest gadget. They don't assume you're rolling in cash. This gives you freedom. You're no longer performing for an audience. Instead, you can focus on saving, investing, and building the life you want on your terms. Remember, being underestimated is a superpower. It lets you quietly work toward your goals without the pressure of constantly proving yourself. Here's a list of things I've given up in the name of financial freedom. Fancy coffee runs. Why pay $7 for a latte when you can make one at home for 50 cents? Monthly subscription traps. Turns out I was paying $15 a month just to rewatch The Office again. Such a waste. Someday there will be a subscription service to keep track of our subscription services. What a shame. Trendy clothes. Let's be honest, most of us live in sweatpants and hoodies anyway. The only drip I need is my water bottle. Impulse purchases. Those cute little things from late night Amazon scrolling, yeah, they're now living rent-free in the back of my closet. By cutting out these unnecessary expenses, I've saved thousands. And guess what? No one noticed or cared, and that's how it should be. Here's where things get exciting though. Looking poor now sets you up for actual wealth later. Think of it like planting seeds. You won't see results overnight, but if you're consistent, the payoff is massive. That money you saved by driving a used car, invested wisely, it could double or triple in a few years. Skipping the fancy vacation, that's money for a down payment on property. The point is, every dollar saved is a dollar working for your future. Let's talk about Miss a Beast. The guy pulls in millions from YouTube and still prefers wearing a basic hoodie while filming videos. No designer logos, no flashy jewelry, just a focus on creating content and reinvesting in his brand. Also, Emma Chamberlain. She's a millionaire with her own coffee brand, yet her wardrobe screams thrift store chic. She's living proof that your vibe doesn't have to cost a fortune. These people aren't trying to look rich, they're too busy being rich. So are you ready to adopt the look poor, live rich mindset? Here are some tips to make it easier for you. Master the art of saying no. Learn to say no to things that don't align with your financial goals. No, you don't need a $200 dinner just to fit in. Automate your savings. Before you even think about spending, set up automatic transfers to your savings or investment accounts. Out of sight, out of mind. Embrace minimalism. Owning less isn't just good for your wallet, it's great for your mental health. The less clutter in your life, the more clarity you have. Invest in skills, not stuff. Instead of splurging on the latest gadget, invest in a course or skill that can increase your earning potential. Be comfortable with delayed gratification. This is the hardest but most rewarding part. Skip the instant dopamine hit and focus on the long-term reward. Here's the truth. Looking poor doesn't make you less, it makes you more intentional, more focused, more likely to build a future you can actually enjoy. So the next time you feel the urge to spend on something you don't need, ask yourself, is this helping me get closer to financial freedom, or is it just helping me look like I've made it? Because in the end, real wealth isn't about what people see. It's about what you know you've built. If you found value in this, share it with someone who needs a financial reality check. And don't forget to hit subscribe because your future self will thank you.